And that's the final take and the final rant here on Sports Page Online. All right, guys, good job.
Good. Another show out of the way.
That was a little hard, don't you think?
I mean, I guess so.
That handshake, he came in a little rough with me.
I don't think so. I think it was okay.
He came, no, that was an aggressive handshake.
Brad, I think it was fine.
That's it.
I think it was fine.
You know, I don't know who this guy thinks he is.
Whew, that was weird.
What's your deal, man? That was a little rough on the handshake, don't you think? I don't know what your deal is, man. This is just wrong. That's not how you act in a professional setting.
Man, that was weird. All I did was shake his hand and say I was going to go to work. I don't know what the big deal is. Time to start the day.
Weird, huh? I'll tell you something about weird. That handshake was way weird. It was out of bounds, man. You should never do that. You gotta professionalize yourself. This is crazy.
Oh, no. Stop. Sports, this is Matt. Oh, hey, Coach. How are you? Yep. Oh, good. Let me just write this down. Hang on. I got 9 things open on my computer. Oh, jeez. No, yeah. No, I'm sorry, Coach. Where were you? Actually, you know what, Coach? Can you call back in like 1 minute? Thank you. Bye. Yeah, let me put this whole ordeal to bed. I will take full responsibility for the whole thing. I didn't realize I was shaking hands with a crazy, fragile old man who had lost his marbles, and I regret the whole thing ever happened. I'll be gentler next time.
All right. It was a tough final rant. You know, Matt Straube came in and I don't know what he did. I got a shove. And he squeezed my hand, and I don't know. I think it's professionalism. You just don't do that in this business. I don't know what he was thinking.
Thank you all for coming today. The board at Sports Page Online has met and decided not to fine either party in the incident. Both Brad Carroll and Matt Straube had admitted that it has been an embarrassment. They just want to move on from it. There won't be a fine. There won't be any suspension.
Embarrassment? What are you talking about? I'm not embarrassed. That's what came out of me. It's an aggressive manner. You don't do that here on Sports Page Online.
It was a big weekend for local NFL teams, concluding with a big victory by the New York Jets over the Miami Dolphins on Monday. Brad, how did it feel to snap a 3-game losing streak?
Felt great for every Jet fan out there. Felt even better for the Jets, especially Mark Sanchez. He came out in this Dolphins game, looked very shaky, finally regained his confidence towards the end of the second quarter and throughout the game. Jets look good after their early struggles. We'll see how they do going forward now.
You know, there have been a lot of questions about the way that Brian Schottenheimer has run the offense thus far this season. Not too many long balls, not really getting efficient yards. Did that change on Monday?
No, not really. I mean, they tried one long ball to Plaxico Burress. Might have been a completion, who knows? Plaxico didn't run on the play. He didn't go full speed until the end when he saw the ball in the air. By then, it was overthrown. Should have been intercepted by the Dolphins. They dropped it. Plaxico not playing up to par this season. Maybe that has a little bit to do with not throwing the ball deep. You would think Plaxico would be the big play receiver. So far, that hasn't worked out. Santonio Holmes, I guess he's more the underneath guy. He made a big play on a short catch, went 30-something yards for a touchdown. That sealed the game for the Jets. Schottenheimer is still under fire, as always. Jet fans are going to hate him. He doesn't do anything to stop that hate.
Now, I know that the Dolphins are a down team in the NFL right now, but the Jets' defense looked pretty dominant. Revis had 2 interceptions himself, including a pick-6. Do you think this game builds their confidence back up moving forward?
Absolutely. You know, Sanchez said they were back on track. They are back on track because all it takes is a win. They're 3-3. They're right in the thick of the playoff hunt. They got to keep on winning going forward. They can't afford to give away any more games. This was a must-win game, as we talked about. The Dolphins are bad. The Jets came through. They beat them. Darrelle Revis probably saved the season with that 100-yard interception return because the Dolphins were going to score, possibly make it 10-0. That crowd is going to turn on the Jets right away. Who knows how that turns out? Jets could have lost this game and the season be over. Thank God for Darrelle Revis.
And while the Jets picked up a big victory, so did their AFC East rival, the New England Patriots, who used a little bit of local talent to get that win.
Yeah, Bristol's Aaron Hernandez caught the game-winning touchdown pass Tom Brady, you knew what was going to happen when the Cowboys punted the ball back to him with just minutes to go. He was going to lead the team down to the field, score the touchdown to win the game. Turns out Bristol player got in on the action, catching the winning touchdown pass.
The Patriots have looked good over time. Again, the Cowboys are another team that's sort of up and down this season. Is this a game that the Patriots will build on as they move forward this year?
Yes and no. I mean, the Patriots are supposed to win that game. I don't think this is going to give them any more confidence going forward. They did what they had to do. They won ugly, but they won the game, as usually the Patriots do. The Cowboys, they got more problems than we know. Tony Romo, again, couldn't lead them to victory. The Cowboys should have won this game. So that could be good for the Patriots going forward with their confidence level. But like I said, the Patriots are supposed to win that game.
One of the big questions coming into the year for the Patriots was how Chad Ochocinco was going to mesh with Tom Brady. Last week, Chad Ochocinco tweeted that he was always a slow starter and that he was going to get back into gear. Didn't have a huge game against the Cowboys. What is happening with him?
I don't know, he's basically non-existent. I saw the tweets as well. He said, pick me up in your fantasy leagues. I'm going to have a big year. Luckily, I didn't pick him up. I didn't fall for his stuff. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Chad Ochocinco. I guess the Patriots really just use him as a decoy now because they're not going to him at all. They have Wes Welker who's catching crazy amount of passes. They don't need Chad Ochocinco. Maybe just put him out there. Maybe once in a while they'll throw it to him deep. Maybe they'll hope for lightning in a bottle that they can catch it somehow. But right now, I mean, Chad Ochocinco doesn't really have a role in the Patriots. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him. It won't happen because Belichick likes Ochocinco. But you can't expect anything from Ochocinco going forward.
I actually drafted Chad Ochocinco with one of the later picks in my draft, so that was obviously a big mistake. But kind of keeping with the games coinciding, the Bills lost, which is good for the Jets, and the Cowboys lost, which is good for the Giants, and the Giants beat the Bills on Sunday.
I don't know, you got my mind all confused now with all your crazy scenarios. The Giants did beat the Bills. They look good doing so. Buffalo, you got to like what you see from them. They're a great team, it looks like. Will they fold going forward? Time will tell. The Giants, they needed that win as well. They're in first place now. Eli Manning looked very good, and they put the game away late.
Yeah, and the big thing for this was the Giants' defense was suspect after a loss to Seattle. The offense didn't play too well either. Webster had 2 interceptions, including the clinching one at the end of the game for the Giants. That's what you want to see out of this New York Giants team. You know the offense is going to be back with the injuries. The defense has to step up, and thankfully they did against Buffalo.
Yeah, Ahmad Bradshaw, huge game.
Yeah, he's played really well, and the bigger thing is that a lot of people think he only plays well when Jacobs is behind him. With a little bit of thunder and lightning, Jacobs is the big heavy hitter, kind of wears down the defensive line a little bit, and then Bradshaw, who's more agile, kind of slips through the holes. Not this time. There was no Jacobs, and Bradshaw played great, one of his better games, and he needs to be a big-time leader for the Giants, especially if Jacobs isn't going to be able to go every day.
Do you think it actually works out in the Giants' favor that Jacobs wasn't in the game? Focus on Bradshaw completely?
Yeah, I think so, because Bradshaw is an actual good back on both sides of the football. He can catch the football, and he's shifty. He's a lot shiftier than Brandon Jacobs is. And for whatever reason, Tom Coughlin continues to run Jacobs to the outside. He's not good to the outside. He has explosive speed from the back right through the center. He wants to break through the defensive line. When he's running outside, he doesn't have the speed or agility to break free. Bradshaw does, and he brings more to the table in that respect than Jacobs does. So on one hand, it does let the defense kind of zone in on Bradshaw and kind of work with him a little bit, but Hakeem Nicks did what he had to do through the air, and Eli Manning took care of it when he had to as well.
And now the Giants are going to get to enjoy that win for an extra week. They have a bye week. The Patriots do as well. The Jets, another huge battle, though.
Yeah, they're going to go up against the Chargers, and this is really a big game for the New York Jets, who just beat a bad Miami Dolphins team to get back to 500. You don't want to start the year 3-4.
If the Jets want to make a statement that they're back in the hunt, they have to beat the Chargers at home. The Chargers, they notoriously start slow early in seasons. They haven't done that this year. They're actually playing very well, but they're a bit overrated, very beatable. The Jets can beat this team.
It's going to be a big transition from Matt Moore at quarterback to Phillip Rivers at quarterback, and the Chargers have weapons all over the field. We saw how well the defense played for the Jets against the Dolphins. Do you see a repeat performance against the Chargers?
It's going to be tough. I mean, Darrelle Revis, if they attack him, Revis is going to win that battle. 99 times out of 100, Revis is going to come out with the ball somehow, some way, maybe even return it for a touchdown. Phillip Rivers, very good quarterback. They got great receivers. They got a great tight end. We'll see if he plays or not. Great offensive line. This is going to be a very difficult test for the Jets offense. The key, Mark Sanchez and the Jets offense has to get out to a quick start. If they have 4 straight 3-and-outs like they did against the Dolphins, you can forget about this game. They're going to lose it because the Chargers are not the Dolphins. The Dolphins are bad. The Chargers are good. The Jets going to have to find a way to win this game. They're going to have to do it early.
That is the big difference in my eyes. It's that the Jets definitely have an edge on defense, but the Chargers defense can make things happen if Sanchez and the Jets offense are not clicking the way you want them to. This is definitely going to be a big matchup for the Jets. Like you said, it might not be a must-win, but it certainly feels like a must-win. Something that is a must, watching the Final Rant.
I got 2 quick rants for you today. One, I see Matt Straub over there sitting in the corner crying because the NBA Lockout isn't going to end anytime soon. And you know what? It's probably not going to end at all. He's over there crying about the Celtics and not getting to watch them this season. Guess what? All you're getting for Christmas is a bunch of coal because the NBA is not going to be around. 2, Derrick Mason, you say that you went from the Ravens directly to the Texans and saying your time with the Jets didn't count? Well, guess what? Jet fans still feel the same way. You are non-existent on the field. You stink, you're old, and nobody cares about you. But I do hope you catch 33 passes for the Texans because we'll actually get a draft pick for you. Now go back into obscurity. That's a final rant and that's a final take here at Sports Page Online.